Hello?
Hi everyone.
Hello. Welcome to the CTM Podcast, episode 1.
Yep, I am Dylan, or the Facetious Folk.
I'm Jerry, the awesome one HHH.
And I am Kada. Woo, I'm awesome.
Yeah, you don't even get a second name.
So, in this podcast, we're just going to be talking about various CTM maps, just some various off-topic stuff, and pretty much anything that comes to mind, I guess.
Yeah, I might as well give them what we're going to be talking about for their sake.
Okay.
They don't want to watch it. We're talking about, is it Skeetos or Sketo?
Skeeto.
Rugged Horizons, Inferno Mines, and King Cateran's new map, Desert Dreamscape.
Yep.
Cool.
And everything else that we veer wildly off topic onto, because there will probably be a lot of that.
Yeah, we'll probably just end up rambling about anything, really.
Probably rambling about the new G.I. Joe movie or something, by the time this is done with.
Wait, there's a new G.I. Joe movie?
Yes!
Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's out yet.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
We have already gone successfully off topic.
Yeah, I might go see it. Looks rather good, but then again, Dwayne's in it. He's a good actor.
Okay,
Just
right,
like him.
so, King Kaida, your new map.
Yes, Desolate Dreamscape. It is in open beta. It is hard to medium difficulty now because I've added a ton of loot. This is what Inferno Mines probably should have been. I've given you all the loot you will ever need. There is basically no farming involved ever in the map.
I think I'm the only one who's beaten it, and I haven't done any XP farming, any making farms, any nothing.
I played the first intersection, but that's it, unfortunately. It's on my to-do list to actually finish the whole map, so it looked good so far.
Cateran, are you happy with how it turned out?
So far, I'll wait for everyone else to finish it, because, one person's feedback isn't the be-all
Yeah,
and end-all.
I still have to give you a review, but, spoilers for those people. I don't want to, screw it up for them.
Also very true. Oh, spoilers in the podcast. We will hope to avoid major spoilers about a certain trap at X point, or etc, etc.
Yeah, but we'll give
Fleecy mobs.
We'll talk about the general overview of certain areas and stuff, but try not to ruin too much if you haven't played a map.
Yeah, what is it? Inferno Mines. Dylan hasn't played it, and Rugged Horizons. I haven't played this version.
And I haven't gotten past into section 2. Well, I've almost gotten into section 3-ish. Some.
Yeah, we'll just try and keep spoilers to a minimum if we can. We might slip something out, but nah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so any particular area in your map that you feel you like more than the others, Kada?
Favourite area in the map is probably Castle Osseous, inspired by a very old FPS called Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Is that when you say stuff gets serious?
Yes.
That's my favorite area as well. Turned out perfect.
I look forward to playing that one then.
Spoilers, if you suck at this game, you're going to die a lot. Sorry, Dylan.
Oh, okay. I'll be ready for the deaths, it's fine.
Spoilers, if you suck at this game, pay attention.
No, that's a good way to put it, because you can definitely get through that area without dying if you take it on smartly.
Hmm.
Then again, smartly is the problem.
It sounds fun.
It is, I guess. We can say that if you want. So, do we want to get into Inferno Mines or Rugged Horizons?
I reckon we should get the whole, maybe, Inferno Mines rant out of the way kind of soonish.
Okay.
Should we give you your 5 minutes on the soapbox?
No, I don't think we should do it that way, but...
We'll just throw random opinions in whenever we feel it's necessary, because this is going to be quite a long-winded rant, I believe.
Kieran, what areas have you liked in the map?
What areas did I like? I liked Everforge a lot, actually. I liked Outer Darkness. I actually really quite liked Haina's Disgrace. And so far, Lush Ruins would be wonderful if it weren't for the fact that they'd put in the railways. Spoilers for people who don't actually know what the railways are.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, the areas he's just mentioned do look quite good. I did actually really like the idea of Haina's Disgrace with the whole mining sort of thing. The background story, I think he made quite a bit of an effort with that, because some of Vex's other maps haven't really had a storyline to them at all.
No,
So-
well, if I'm honest, the story actually feels sort of superfluous. Like, I think the map would flow better if he hadn't tried to put a story in.
Yeah, I can agree there. Because the story too is super hostile. In my opinion, you get to make it up as you go.
Yeah, either you start with a strong predefined story
Like
and
yours.
you run with it, or
Oh,
you
spoiler, there's one in his map.
yeah, Desert
I got one.
Dreamscape runs with a strong one, or you just leave it up to the player and hint. And Vex hasn't really done either.
Well,
He's given a brief story. I like to play
Some of
CTM
it.
maps, and I make up a story as I go. Why
Yeah,
this is like that.
I guess I can see what you're saying, but I think it's kind of a different thing for the Super Hostile series in particular, and I think it kind of made quite a nice change to have some. I mean, he didn't write out a whole big storyline from what I've seen so far.
He wasn't the one who wrote the story, from what I know of.
Ah, ooh.
Joe Hills.
Interesting. Anyway, yeah, so
No.
that's just one aspect of the map, but I think it worked well, in my opinion.
It hasn't worked badly, it just hasn't added much to me. But
To me, it hasn't added anything.
yeah, I can see there will be people who would enjoy that more. One of the things that actually so far I have noticed about Inferno Mines is there is a lot of repeated use of certain mobs. The flame venoms turn up an awful lot.
Yeah.
An awful lot.
And the witches, I think, because they're kind of a new feature to the map. He's used them
Yeah, I think-
quite a bit.
I mean, I have used witches in my map, but
Yeah, don't talk about those.
I haven't used them to an excessive degree. There's no hundreds of witches in wide area spawners pouring out at you.
Yeah.
Okay, who of you have played Black Desert too?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I played the original version up to the Nether.
I haven't played it, but I watched Vintage Beef and Paus's whole playthrough of it, so I pretty much know the entire thing.
Well, you know how, I don't remember what fleecy mob it was, but it was just overpowered because everything was surrounding it?
Hmm.
Well, there's something like that in Inferno Mines. It's like in the map, you haven't been there catering, and it's a fleecy mob, I hate to spoil anything, but it's surrounded by overpowered mobs, like mobs in diamond armor, that have speed, and
Oh,
flame swords,
Interesting.
that happen to be wither skeletons.
Yeah,
but,
that doesn't sound like my idea of fun, really. But
No, and it's the worst area in the map because there's no visuality to it and there's nothing to enjoy from it. It's go in, die, come back.
it's
I have
funny.
a very,
It's funny.
very, I have a very, very good idea how I'm going to do this area.
It's funny how
Any
you
info?
mentioned visuality there of one area particularly, but that's not a strong point of the entire map.
Yeah.
really.
He's not a visual. No, he's not a visual person. He
I-
goes in, he makes some MC out of brushes, and he uses this smooth brush.
Hmm.
Like, normally it doesn't look bad. The only areas I've seen that I thought looked kind of odd were... I mean, Haina's Disgrace was a deliberate choice to do it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did think Mellow Caverns looked
Hmm.
wrong.
I didn't
So-
like the bit, the mycelium bit in the middle. That kind of felt out of place to me.
Yeah, no, the entire sort of aesthetic went badly.
Yeah.
Notice the fact that he's been putting a lot of schizos in his maps. He did Waking Up. They're in Sunburn. They're really hard to find. They're in... I think they're in every map he makes now. Is the Moose.
By the way, by skeetos we mean mushrooms. For
Yeah.
those who didn't realise.
Inside joke on the thread, really, I guess.
Yeah. But no, I can see why, though. Mushrooms are like an infinite food source that you don't have to pay attention to.
Yeah, I agree there, but he's giving them in every map that they don't seem special anymore. Like in Waking Up, when you got your mushrooms, besides the fact that they were hard to get back unless you took the eggs, which they might have gotten blown up when I played it from a couple creepers, but what happened was I had my moves, but there was no sort of challenge to get afterwards in what's that we're talking about? Inferno Mines. Yeah.
I mean,
I wonder what this food is. It's like a burrito, but I want to.
in Inferno Mines, I think he did introduce them a bit too early on in the map.
And there's 2 of us playing through it. So there's enough food.
Yeah.
They're not even particularly intelligent. I don't mean the word intelligent at all. Necessary. They're totally different words.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, Inferno Mines overall, I think it's a good map, but it's by like really far not his best.
Yeah. I think
now.
my favourite is probably going to be either Spellbound Caves or Waking Up.
I'd still go with Spellbound Caves as my favourite Super Hostile map. But I mean, the gameplay to Inferno Mines, there are some good ideas in there. I mean, the whole idea that the thing is based around a huge cavern filled with lava. I like how it kind of all weaves in and out of that cavern, and there's bridges across it, and you can see different areas. I like that idea that there's the vista running through the entire map.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that idea.
But some of the areas are quite repetitive, like lower mines and upper mines, the 2 kind of starting areas, are very similar in both looks and gameplay, and I guess if they were, I don't know, it seems like some ideas have been repeated throughout the map when some could be totally original areas instead. But
Those are really good one. Remember Vex's Test World? If you haven't seen it, then too bad. But he used jump potions.
yeah.
It made them high earn too. Well, spoiler to you, Catering. But that's in Intersection 3, I think. But there's an area, and you have to platform to get up there, and you have that jump boost, so jump boost 10 or something.
Interesting. But yeah, overall, I'd say it's quite a good map, but he could have spent a little bit more time perfecting some of the areas in like looks-wise and gameplay. But
In fairness, a decent portion of that's down to the community just pressuring the hell out of him to get it out.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, he did say, I think in one of his videos, that he was feeling a little bit pressured to get it out at a certain time.
Well, Catering, I never heard you say anything about your map. So, like, I know you're not vexed when it comes to fame.
Yeah.
But I do think your maps are better than his, to be honest.
There are a lot of people out there who make maps that are a lot better than Vex's.
Yeah, here's how I think of Inferno Mines. Just like how I thought of Sent into Darkness. When I played it, it was the first map that I played that had the new 1.3 features. And with that, I didn't know what to expect. So when Cross did, I played in the very first version because I was his tester, and I didn't know what to expect. But that map seemed amazing. It's still a good map. But when I look at other maps that use those features, they've been done a lot better. Now that might be because it's Cross's first map, because in his second map, so far, that is, well, I'm just about done. I have Diamond and Blackwood to get. But in that is my favorite map. He's learned a lot from it. And that Skyward Ascent should probably be a different topic some other time, because I think Cross is coming on sometime.
I haven't played it yet either.
Yeah, we'll save that for a later podcast, I guess. But yeah, I see what you mean.
And stuff like Lands of Desire 2 as well, which is a great...
I love that map.
By who? I haven't.
That's by Draco Rogue.
Have to get the link in a minute.
By the way, we'll put all of the map that we talked about on this podcast in the description of the video and the podcast itself. Just in
I'm
case.
still waiting for the G.I. Joe conversation.
That's that.
You know what's gonna happen.
But yeah, we'll just include all the links if you want to check out any of the maps that we're on about, or in case you haven't heard any of them before.
Okay, so I gotta mention this point now. Down in the description, since we're talking about it, we're having our email. So, any questions you have, just email it or just comment it, whichever you find easier. And we'll answer them in the next episode.
Hopefully, assuming we get, like, assuming we find them and you don't comment, like, after the next episode has come out.
I'm not gonna check the comments after that.
Yeah, I'm going to ignore them past that point.
No, I'll probably read them, but just in case there's like a CTM map idea, I can steal it, but I mean, I can tell somebody.
Yeah, no, yeah, questions for next podcast go in the comments or the email.
Which will be in the description.
Somewhere. I haven't actually written the description yet.
So, what's the actual synopsis of this new G.I. Joe film? Is it kind of similar to the last one, or is it completely
No,
different?
everyone's turned on them.
Oh,
You know how
okay.
the G.I. Joes were the heroes?
Yeah.
Well, now the government has gotten a new group of people who are trying to take out the G.I. Joes.
I just had to bring this up again because you it seems so off topic, but I don't know.
I'm tempted to see it. I used to love G.I. Joe.
It's more of an American thing than a British thing.
Yeah,
G.I. Joe.
I've heard basically nothing about it really.
Yeah, and I'm a candidate. We haven't heard much on it. The only thing I know is it's on the TV. And it's on, the commercials usually on while I'm watching wrestling, so.
Okay, so, yeah.
Oh, seriously, I was enjoying this.
So on to it. Should we talk about Rugged Horizons now? I guess we come to a point in the podcast where Inferno Mine seems to be over, I guess.
I would imagine so.
I think we've said
Yeah.
enough about it for now. But
Is there a copy of a changelog for Rugged Horizons? 5.2?
I'm not entirely sure, but I'll have a quick look if you want.
I can't remember what every changelog's been. I played the first version. I've had a look at a later version as well.
Yeah, I played a really old version for my time-lapse playthrough on my channel, and then just like last week I played the newest version. So it has changed quite a bit.
Yeah, like I played 4.0 and now it's in 5.2.
Oh no, I played 1.0.
Yeah, I think that's the one I played as well. Anyway,
I remember.
Oh, if you haven't heard of this map before, it's by a friend of ours on the forum called Skeeto. It's kind of a Skyland themed map that kind of links all the areas by teleports. And it's the basic 16 wall block map, but there's also an additional emerald block that you have to find by. It's more based on exploration than like combat.
Yeah,
I think
that's
the main
that's
point of
definite
it.
difference.
Yeah, which is what sets it apart, to be honest.
Yeah, about the emerald block. A lot of CTM maps have been doing this recently. A lot of maps have given you 9 emeralds scattered around the map in various areas to collect all together and put into the emerald block, which is sort of an alternative to the disc monument that a lot of people do, because a lot of people give you an extra small chest or something and go also collect all the records that were being around.
Yeah. Again, there's some maps like mine where you just have to get the disc. That's your wall. It's your disc.
Yeah.
But no, I've really enjoyed playing Rugged Horizons, and the different areas, the different islands around the place, they're all kind of based on a different theme. Like you've got a volcano one, you've got kind of a deserty one.
Sorry.
It's an original map, and the aesthetics are one of the main points of it. Like the galleon, if you haven't played it, you won't know what I mean, but there's a boat area that is basically on just a huge floating ship, and I'm pretty impressed by that build, along with the lighthouse as well.
It's a very well done map, I must say. I wouldn't put it in my top 3 at the moment, but then again, right now I don't really know my top 3.
It's
I know
o-
my top 2, but
It's in my top 3 just because I haven't exactly played that many maps to have a definite yet.
I think it's a good map. It's not my particular kind of map.
Yeah, that's what it is suited for different people, I guess. Like some people might be really into the whole adrenaline combat, like
Yeah.
farming sort of side of things.
Yeah, when I play a map, I tend to just go all out and rush and murder everything and continue on my way. Whereas
Yeah,
this map is much more along the lines of find the secrets hidden around.
yeah, like I think Catering's map, I definitely could have spent hours upon hours playing it. I think I've only spent about 4.5 hours playing the map in total.
And you spent more than that, because you spent more than that on Skype with me playing it. But
Okay, then pick a time and we'll go with it. I played about half hour this morning.
yeah, probably about 6 hours or so. Like, there's a lot of maps where you can rush it, or you can go through and conquer every area.
Yeah.
I like to rush it. How about you?
I'm more of a go through kind of slowly and kind of conquering it in a strategic way. Although that doesn't really work out much.
I don't know how somebody could do that, to be honest. It just doesn't appeal to me.
I tend to sort of, depending on how difficult the area is, I'll either sort of rush through, murder everything, apply light, and leave, or slowly apply light everywhere, collect wool, leave.
Or like in your black wool of your map, you can't do either of that.
Yeah, you can. I've conquered it. I conquered it without all the random loot as well. I literally pacified the entire thing.
Wow.
It took me a while, but I did it.
Spoiler, it's made of bedrock. Mobs can't spawn on bedrock, so it doesn't matter if you torch.
Yeah, it does, because I'm gonna leave that as spoilers because various things.
Yeah.
Because of those things
Yes.
that hurt.
Let me guess.
That's all
There's something that can spawn, I'm assuming.
There's spawners, and spawners can spawn stuff in air, so...
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe have we all played like Rugged Horizons here?
Not the most recent version, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we
I've
know
played
that-
it, and
I guess we could do like a quick poll between the three of us, like favorite and worst areas maybe, and like reasons why. Just
we could do it for all 3 of these maps that we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, actually, I'm cool with that.
that might be quite
Alright.
good to do.
Segment.
Okay, should we start with Cada's map then?
Alright.
Alright, first we need to know how far we got.
Oh, I got up to well, I played the beta but had to stop because I was just getting weighed down with requests to like, particularly for that month I was doing it. I had about 7 beta requests, and yeah, it didn't turn out that well. But I got up to, well, I found Intersection 2 and had a quick look at some of the areas in Intersection 2.
You got to the library, didn't you?
And I had a look at the light blue area as well. And actually, I think I did go into the kind of the towery area that leads on the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Did he say he took a look at the light blue area? Dude, that's like an area that takes 10 seconds.
I know, that's why I tried that one. But yeah, okay, so we've all kind of, and you've done it and kind of obviously made it, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess favourite areas in that map? Without going too in-depth with spoilers and stuff.
My favourite's Castle Osseous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we mentioned this earlier. My favourite... What was the name of the castle in Intersection 1?
Lockdown.
That was... Oh yeah, Lockdown. That was probably my favourite area. I really enjoyed playing it.
Really good. I have 2 favorites, to be honest. Sour Castle. And what is the last area called? That might be spoilers if we say the name. It kind of
Yeah, I was just going to say, if I say the name, you'll probably know what's happening.
Well, the last area then, we'll probably know which one you mean.
Yeah.
Red and black wool.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. The base block is bedrock. That's all you need to know.
Mhm.
Actually, it doesn't really matter, does it?
And not to be insulting, but more of a constructive point of view. What about like worst areas? Like, Kaida, are there any? Is it Kaida or Kada?
Kada.
Kada, are there any areas that you think you could have like maybe done a little bit better?
I'm just thinking, like, probably, if I ever redid the entire map, I'd probably redo the very first area, Overgrowth.
I thought that one was quite good, actually.
It doesn't play like I intended it to. It works, but I could have done it better.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. It was a bit too easy, if you ask me. Even if it was the white wall.
Oh, sorry, carry on.
No, you can go.
I'm just saying, I'm not sure how much it's changed, but like I mentioned earlier, the light blue area that took 10 seconds to do. I'm not sure if that's changed since I played the beta version, but
No.
It doesn't seem like a challenge at all to me.
There is no challenge to it.
No, I've messed around with it a bit, but it is an expeditional area.
Yeah.
There's two places that I wasn't too fond of. Curious Nest.
Yeah, okay.
I really just did not enjoy that area here. Get on it. And what's the name of the area? Let me find it, because I'm near it in creative here.
Are you flying around the map at the moment?
Yeah, I'm done it. Detonational Depths.
Which bit of it?
The area itself.
Oh, hey, that's my phone. Let's turn that off.
But yeah, that not to be, as I said, not from like a kind of mean angle at this. Just maybe off like saying the worst area. It could maybe lead to some like insults, but I mean, just as a like friendly suggestion, more of.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think catering's more than capable of taking criticism.
Yeah. I can deal with being told what's the least best thing ever.
And I think you can deal with me getting mad at certain mobs when
Yeah.
right? When you don't have good armor on, and I gotta say this, the orange wool area, I was in call with catering and I asked him, what area do I go to next? He said, go to, I forget the name now, but it's the orange wool area. And then he said, you might want to use your bow. Should I say why, catering?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because all you hear, then you start hearing the FAP sound. And no, it's not Slimes.
The fat
And no,
sound.
it's not catering either.
Okay, so
it was Magma Cubes, though.
yeah, that area I had a bit of difficulty in when I tested it. But
I think I need to leave a primer at the start about how to fight magma cubes, because if you know how, it's quite easy, and if you don't, you get murdered.
Yeah. I must know how, but...
Okay, so Inferno Mines, we did briefly cover some of the areas we preferred earlier on.
I think my favourite was the Everforge, definitely.
My favourite so far, mine would be Lush Ruins that I've seen, because it's quite impressive, the scale of the area and the fact that it offers many different kind of... It's basically 3 areas in one, and I don't know, it kind of gives you a bit of freedom that some of the other areas don't offer that have a straight path to it. It's more like an open world area inside an intersection map, which I quite like the idea of. That's my favourite.
Good way to put it. Mine's actually both of yours, but I have one thing I don't like about Lush Ruins. You know how it says ores?
Hmm.
Well, in there's a supply of something that there's 20,000 of, and nobody knows how to find it because getting to that part of the area you can't get to without being a nuisance for 10 hours.
Yeah, maybe it was a bit too big and it could have done with more. I don't know, like I watched Zisto's playthrough and he did one episode that greatly annoyed me because it literally was him taking forever to move like the tiniest amount.
Too many fun boxes.
Yeah, but okay, worst areas. I haven't seen the whole map, but so far it would probably be. Oh, I'm not sure really.
You see, for me, so far the worst area has been Lush Ruins, purely because of the way it's been done.
Ooh,
It has a lot of potential to work, but it just feels like there is a very large number of spawners in that area, and it
Yeah, there is.
shows.
I think
6,395.
yeah, like 6,000 or something. More than
I
that.
just gave you the number.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, my worst would, I don't know, it might be Wilhelm Cliffs, I think it's called.
Wilhelm?
Wilhelm Cliffs. I know that's, the name of that I'm assuming he named after the Wilhelm scream, which is a popular sound effect used in like classic musics and stuff, where someone like falls a large distance and screams, they play it's known as the Wilhelm scream. I'm assuming he meant for you to get knocked off the cliff into the lava below by skeletons or something, but it doesn't seem like that challenging as an area, apart from one point where a few mobs of a particular type were involved. For anyone-
Yeah.
But-
I don't
The
want to
changelog, I think that's been changed though in V3.1, but I'm still playing on V3.0, so I wouldn't really know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I put it on release version, which was 3.0. The worst area for me is either the last area, because of rage and overpowerness, in 3 hours of my time. And there's one other area I don't like. Yeah, I said I love it. Lush Ruins. Yet I said it's one of my favorites too.
I think that's an area that could. It depends entirely on the players, like the style in which they play it. I think if you're more of the rushing area, then it might not be the good area for you. But if you're kind of one who likes to explore and just look at like a lot of the things that's been included.
Well, in fairness, it didn't take me long to find the yellow wool and the intersection.
He did give
No.
you some hints at the start of the area, though,
Yeah.
about like
He tells you which direction to go in for everything.
If those signs weren't there, I reckon the area wouldn't work.
At all.
I'm sure there's some people who completely ignored the signs and didn't want to look at them in case of spoilers, but I don't know.
Me.
It's one of the areas that could go either way depending on what the person likes doing and like a map.
I think it's an area with a lot of potential, but it's not quite made it.
Yeah. It's still one of my favourites just because it's kind of, up until that point, it is mainly sandstone, bit of vines, and then you just get overwhelmed with like ruins and large trees in the middle, and it's kind of nice as a break.
And bad on your computer.
And that, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying it's been laggy for them. Like, it's
My frames did drop, but not really bad.
yeah. I mean, I lost like maybe 5 FPS total, and given that I normally run at about 90 or so.
That's fine.
And, okay, so the last map we've looked at, Rugged Horizons, what about like that?
Can I say something first about Inferno?
Oh yeah,
finish this off here?
sorry.
Remember I mentioned how about a certain supply? Well, Catering asked me, where it was, and I told him, but him and a friend were in there for what I know of, a nice while, and they didn't find it. Amlop didn't find it. None of the Let's Players did. Amlop was told about it.
Yeah, no. Vex mentions there's a huge ore deposit and various resources a long way in, but
That's what I'm talking about.
You start going in, and I mean the railway is just essentially forced you to either bridge or just back off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
you have a point.
Although in fairness, I have almost conquered one with clever use of a lava bucket, but I mean that's one railway.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what you mean by the whole railway things, because I mean I'm watching Zisto and he hasn't really got to that part yet. But
Yes, he has. Dylan, I'm just gonna message it to you now.
okay, yeah,
You're not-
just send it in the Skype bit, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sending it to you in a personal one.
Okay. It'll be interesting because well, he hasn't fully explored the area, like he hasn't got to the wool yet, but I'm not sure. To me, so far, it looks like it. I don't know.
He's seen these.
It is one of the ones that I don't know.
Also, I think, like, spoilers, well, slight spoilers. Vex's trap that he developed, well, it's not really a trap, but mechanism that he developed in Waking Up with the minecarts and the blaze spawners, so that the blazes get stuck and don't fly away.
Yeah.
And max spawn out everything. He needs to fix that because the minecarts glitch out and basically kill out your sound the same way a lot of blazers do.
Yeah, and this is not a spoiler. You're gonna see it when you go to lower mines right away. You know those giant ass railway
Yep.
with the
Oh
stacked
god,
skeletons?
that breaks so easily.
I know. But that area was just overpowered.
That area, there is a lot. That area is where you farm.
Yeah, me and before I quit the map with a friend, I just quit on him. I said, I can't do this anymore, man. But before then, he had, me and him set up a system for all the mobs. Like, we had, I don't know, 4 or 5 double chests of enchanted books,
Yeah.
stone picks for days, iron swords,
Yeah.
infinite chain armor, infinite bows.
Oh, we didn't farm them. We couldn't be bothered.
Farming is...
No, but when they drop, we got them.
Farming's something I'm not too really keen on in a map. I mean, if there's a little bit, then I guess it's fine, but if the whole map relies on...
Well, it doesn't rely on farming it, and farming it is really easy because of how it's done. Especially if you do it a certain way.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
Yeah, I can see your point.
yeah, for a map that... I mean, what it means is that there's never any boring farming. There's never any farming that doesn't involve you fighting something or building something in the midst of danger in Inferno mines.
Yeah,
Like,
you do have a good point.
all the custom mobs drop useful things, but you actually have to get them off the custom mobs, rather than sort of finding them in a chest somewhere, or planting.
Have any of you guys seen the area? There is gravel blocking it, but where there's just custom mobs for days, and that's how you get your some ingredient for brewing. I don't know how to put it.
I don't think I know the one you mean. Unless is it the one that's just past kind of the intersection near the monument, I guess.
The mini section.
Yeah.
There's a gravel path and there's the monument.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that area, but like where you get your stuff. That area was just hell. What I did was I made a little corridor so I only let the thing that I needed to spawn, and everything else just could go.
Okay.
So by the time I left that area, the whole area was mob capped, and most of the map from then on, because I beat the rest of the map in that day, was, no monsters.
Sounds easy.
Yeah. Actually, no. One particular thing I will say about Inferno Mines is that it does contain one of my favourite area transitions ever.
Which
one? I'm not going to spoil it, but once you found it, you know what it is.
Oh, that.
How kind of far through the map would it be?
I'll message you again.
Oh, okay.
Wait, does it involve the word mellow?
Yes.
Okay, from the caverns, but...
I'm just waiting for this message, because I think I know
Yeah.
which one you mean now, but...
what is it called? Oh.
Okay, so are we done with the Inferno Mine talk now?
I believe so.
That went... Man, we ranted on about Inferno Mines, haven't we?
Well, it is kind of a big thing, kind of, seeing as it's been released, like, less than a month ago. Or, actually, it was close to a month now.
More than that.
I think he released it on, like, the 5th or 6th of March, so it's close to a month now.
March
Yeah.
8th. So, yeah, almost a month.
Yeah, right, I guess it is kind of a big thing in the world of CTM at the moment. But yeah, okay, so, what about, like, favourite areas and worst areas of Rugged Horizons, then?
I hate to criticize this map, because it's just that damn good.
No,
everyone
in the
has
version I
criticism.
played, I don't know how much this has been changed, but my least favourite area was the Galleon, because there was spawns everywhere.
The funny
and
thing was
it
that
just didn't play well.
I went to that area before I had, like, any supplies at all. and just I picked up like everything from the boat and just managed to do it quite easily, I think. But
Where can I find the teleporter for the galleon? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, wait, the boat's what you're talking about, the galleon?
yeah, the big
Yeah,
boat.
I don't know the names.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think in the newest version that has been changed quite a bit. Like there's less mob spawning in there now, I think. But yeah, I don't know that. I wouldn't say that's the worst area for me. My worst would probably be, I don't know, Paradise Isle maybe, which is the one with like, I don't really want to give it away, but it can. Skeeto has given you something that can basically make the entire area just so easy.
Is it a potion?
Yeah.
I think anyone could guess, not even playing the map.
Yeah, but it's pretty much makes the whole area just way too easy, and takes the whole challenge out. I mean, if that potion wasn't provided to you and you had to brew it yourself, that might have been a bit more kind of more fun.
You know, people are lazy.
Yeah, it might have been more of a, this has been provided for you if you want to be able, if you want to bother going through and doing it, and if you don't realise what you're meant to do,
but I mean,
then
giving it
that's
straight
your
out
fault.
in a chest, I think it kind of, I don't know, it doesn't ruin the fun, it just kind of makes it a bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's some areas, not in this map, but for example, an area in Skyward Ascent I did recently. If you didn't have fire resistance, you would die thousands of times. So I had like, I think a chest full of fire resistance potions brewed up.
Yeah, actually, fire resistance is a big thing in CTMs. Like, it used to be a game breaker, and now a lot of people just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like people, like, work around it. For I mean, stuff like Inventory White Horror Festival, the first area.
Yeah.
I mean, walking in with a fire resist potion is sort of end all for the area.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was enough blazes in that area that you're going to take some contact damage.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's my turn to pick my favorite and least favorite. Wait, did we do least favorite areas yet?
Just go for the least favourite, I think that's all we've done so far, yeah.
Oh, because I do have a favorite in mind.
Yeah,
my
what-
least favorite is the one that I think it's right above your spawn island. You know, with the cobweb stone.
yeah.
I think it's called Enjoy the View.
Well, no offense, Skeeto. It's pointless.
I wouldn't say it was pointless. It's one of the more challenge. It's kind of more of a threatening one because if you fall off any of the islands, you're pretty much screwed. But that one in particular, I don't know. I found it quite thrilling because just running around there with like the kind of thing that you could get knocked off at any moment. But yeah, I can see what you mean.
Like, there's 2 spawners, I think. That's it, right?
I mean, I'm not sure. I think there's 3.
No, there's 3. I see 3 right now. But they're so easy to disable. A couple torches. They're not like they're blazes or anything.
Hmm.
And it's one of those islands. I think you could. Well, I know you couldn't ender pearl all the way up here. Too far of a throw, but you know my point. You could pretty much ender pearl from one part of the island, grab it, ender pearl down, and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember, like, in 1.0, that area was a bit of a problem because you occasionally spawned up there.
Oh.
Which was a slight problem because there wasn't a real way to get down at the time.
Well, no, there is some water. There is some water.
There is now, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that was in the original version.
Yeah, the original version, that area was a bit of a pain.
Yeah, but now I just don't see the point. So are we going to say favorite areas now?
I'd like to see if any of you guys say my favourite. Okay, go for Kader. What's your favourite?
My favourite is probably Fairyland.
Ooh.
Which one's Fairyland? Sorry, I don't know any of the names
It's
of the
the
areas.
one that it's the castle, pretty much the big wool castle.
The one with the most fun exit ever.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
And my favorite is Fairy Island.
we
again.
We were going for it then.
Yeah, I mean, House of the Moon is actually quite clever. I hadn't worked out what had happened for quite a while until I
That was too late.
Yeah, I like that as
until I
well.
busted through the floor and realised what had actually happened.
I think that was a really good part of the map. But Fairyland,
Like, there's a lot of clever things in the map.
yeah. I like it. Fairyland, I think the whole thrill of it at any moment. Well, it did happen for me, but at any moment everything could just crumble around you.
Yeah, and I did enjoy that, I must say.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think most of the people who played it would say that, to be honest. Visually, it was my favorite area, and mentally, it was my favorite area.
I think it's one of the areas that people tend to visit last because I mean, with the whole teleport thing, you're kind of directed to areas before other areas. And I mean, Fairyland is at the kind of the end. You have to go to, I think it's 3 other areas, all like teleported to each different one before you get to that one. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a finish to the map. I think it's really good. Or if you take that area on as one of the first few, you might have a bit of difficulty, but
But I mean, that's what open world's about.
yeah.
You should be able to go and do the last area first if you want to try.
Yeah.
That might have been what I've done on this map. I didn't use any teleporters.
Oh, really?
I've used 1 or 2 when I did it, but again, I played a really old version, so
Hmm.
I did bridging. The person who... I was on a server because I was having some issues with just doing it in single player. Not with the map, just Minecraft in general. So what happened was I was on the server and command blocks were off and I did not know this. So I thought, maybe the Moo might have screwed up the teleporters.
So you bridged
And
the whole thing.
I bridged the whole map.
Ooh.
I bridged large parts of it. But I mean, again, this was before a lot of spawn boxes were added, so
Yeah.
I bridged because I couldn't get anywhere near the teleporters sometimes.
Yeah, I found that a bit difficult when at first finding it. There was one version, and it was started off at night for some reason.
Hmm.
Some maps start off at night, because that way there are less spawns in, like, the starting dungeon.
Yeah.
I can't see why that would have been done in Rugged Horizons. I mean, I know I currently start my in cave maps at night, because that way when you walk into the first dungeon you're not met with all the spawns ever.
Yeah.
Well, no, that doesn't make sense. Never mind, it does. Do you put a bedrock roof above your...
I do,
map?
but I leave places where things can spawn as well,
Okay.
because actually it's the least accessible place to put a spawn room in all of ever.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what?
Now,
I think we're just about done.
we haven't actually mentioned like other stuff we're going to be doing on this channel either.
Oh yeah, this YouTube channel you're going to find the podcast on. Are we going to have it for we're going to have it for trailers of CTM maps?
Trailers, trailers of maps we like.
Or people's trailers if they're making a map. I don't want everybody's trailer to go up,
Yeah.
obviously.
I think trailers for maps that we like is probably the best way to put it. Trailers
Or
for maps
the community likes. It's only 4 of us. Yeah, Fang Ride is going to be joining the podcast as well. He is
otherwise
out.
occupied.
Yeah.
Occupied.
I could explain that for none of you. He might hit me.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I think one other thing that I think could be quite interesting is, I mean, on the threads, which we'll link to in the description, lots of people do reviews, but I mean, do you reckon video reviews of a map would work as well?
Yes.
I think, yeah, if someone wanted to make some, then yeah, sure.
Because I know
there are people like,
Arsmalik does a lot of
Yeah.
video reviews, and they seem quite popular, and they kind of, with reviews just writing, you kind of don't get a feel for, like, if they mention a certain area's aesthetics is nice, you might not understand it unless you've actually played it, but whereas with video you can just show like part of the map and comment on it. I'd probably prefer doing video reviews myself, so I might maybe do a few and put them on the channel as well. I think
I
that
might
could be-
do a couple.
Yeah, I'm down for that. So, okay, so we can just add that to our list of things on here. Video reviews can go up here.
The podcast obviously will be on there.
Or any and all things CTM related that are of a good enough quality.
Yeah.
That aren't like a CTM Let's Play. Now, what's your guys' opinions on announcements, and what's your opinion on speedruns?
Announcements for projects and maps, I guess we could do.
It depends what the announcement is. Things like X map is now out, it's good, go play it, are fine. I'm not sure like what we'd actually announce other than that.
Okay, what about speedruns?
Speedruns,
I think most people have like their own channels for Let's Plays.
Yeah, I
and
was going to say, I'd probably leave speedruns off this channel.
I think that should really be up to them, because I think most of them would rather have them on their channel.
Yeah. I mean, are we going to let other people send in videos that, like if there's an announcement for like map that's just been released? Would we let people send in videos to put on the channel?
I think we can let them send in and we can review. I mean, there's no harm in us saying no.
Yeah, I agree. The worst thing, it's just like asking your gut. The worst thing that can happen is A, you get slapped, or B, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely it's B, so.
Yeah. More than likely we'll say no, but if we play a bit and we like it, we'll say yes, and then we'll put it up.
And the thing is, one thing that could happen is there's maps released by the day, and people adding onto this channel all the time with, I have this map. Well, what if A, the map sucks, or B, I think we should try and limit it to people that we do know that do maps, not just the first try, unless we know, we've seen the map already. But for example, if...
I was going to say, we have to have played a bit of the map first to put, like, a trailer up to see if it's good or not.
Yeah, and, like, for example, if Skeeto, their next map, I don't know if they'd want a trailer up, but, like, I think more than likely it'd be yes, because, especially with Rugged Horizons, such a good map, and the mini map, which me and Hybern went at it, and I won. Fuck it, Hybern. I won 28 seconds. Well, actually, I did post a higher one, but Cito never changed it because we both just started whipping up new times.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
sorry.
I think there's a difference between like a respected map maker and a good map.
Yeah.
For example, if we'd done that, we would have put something like Inferno Mines, let's just say, up as like a really good map, and a lot of people are saying it isn't. So like, there's a difference between a respected map maker and a good map.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and like for example, if you've released a really crappy one, Catering, and the three of us, yes, Fang is also helped running the channel for those who didn't know, then we wouldn't put it up, but otherwise we would, you know what I mean? Just for all of them, but we'd want the map to be somewhat good, and hopefully mostly a respected map maker, like Draco put a new one out recently.
Yeah, I mean, if someone like Amlet wants to put up one for UT3, Territory 3, that would be good, because, I mean, I beat to test all of them anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, Catering, you can get on that, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a good map is a good map, and we'll put a trailer up. Bad map is a bad map, we won't put a trailer up.
And we'll just say no.
It's pretty much as simple as that, really.
Yeah, that sounds good. And we'll just upload any... But we'll just review all, like, if we do get a few videos to put up, we'll review them, just see if they're good enough. We'll just see as it goes along, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one thing, I really don't want people to expect, like, a Let's Play on here.
Yeah, no, there won't be Let's Plays. That's something entirely different.
Yeah.
That's for your channel, that's for your fame, and it sucks to be you if you don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, neither of the three of us will be putting Let's Plays up on this channel.
And I know Fang won't.
Yeah, so this is a channel for announcements and podcasts and trailers. It is not a channel for Let's Plays.
Yeah.
We did get off topic.
Oh well.
CTMs.
We stuck close enough, mostly, except the small G.I. Joe conversation.
Yeah, I was about to mention something. Dylan, you seem to be half excited about that. Would you think about going to see G.I. Joe?
Are we asking if we're going to go see G.I. Joe at the cinema?
Yeah, because we're talking about it, but we were.
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe.
I probably won't. I mean, I might get it on DVD eventually, but
/ pirate it.
I'm not a cinema person, usually.
Oh, I like the cinema. It's nice, and I don't know.
But I hate when people put their feet up on your seat and then kick you in the back of the head.
I don't think anyone's actually done that for me. We're going on a discussion about cinemas now. So, anyone seen any good films lately?
I think I seen The Hobbit.
Yeah, The Hobbit's pretty good.
That wasn't bad, it just wasn't my favorite.
I still haven't seen that, but I mean, I should, really. I'll wait for it to be on DVD and then get it.
It's coming out on DVD in the UK, like, in the next week or so, so...
Oh, okay, that's lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen it on a DVD copy. So are we done for today's podcast?
Yeah, I think we're pretty
are.
much done.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thanks for listening if you have survived the whole thing.
If you haven't, then sucks to be you.
Yeah, that's what I was supposed to say. You're supposed to say the talky thing. What? Words is the thing I do? Something like that? Is that the saying?
We'll yeah. I don't.
We'll just move on from here.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been the CTM Podcast, episode
1.
volume, season, thing, number 1.
Season 1, episode 1.
Are we really gonna do seasons?
You brought it up.
I have no idea yet. We've recorded 1 episode. How on earth are we going to know? This has been that thing that we did that involved talking and stuff. We have been Kader, Dylan, and the awesome one HHH.
Yep. So yeah.
Farewell, guys.
Goodbye. See ya.
Sayonara. And I've